Hey everyone, welcome back to another Reactions with Aaron video. In this video, I will be reacting to The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. Now, I am familiar with this song. I'm sure a lot of you that are watching are also familiar with this song. So, instead of doing the studio version, which we're all familiar with, I am going to be watching a live version of this. Just for something different, since I do know the studio version, but also to decrease the likelihood of this video getting blocked. Because this is one of the most famous songs ever. I mean, everyone knows the chorus. So, yeah, let's do this, and hopefully this will get through onto YouTube. Probably his signature song.
On a warm summer's evening, train bound for nowhere, met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns staring out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I made my life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deadly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Now every gambler knows the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. So when he'd finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for count when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for count when the dealing's done.
One of the greatest story songs ever, in my opinion. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns a staring out the window at the darkness, till boredom overtook us and he began to speak. The setting for the song is a train bound for nowhere, a metaphor for the protagonist's life direction at the moment. Although the lyrics describe a gambler giving a young man some trade secrets on winning card games, they hide more philosophical advice. I have trouble saying that word for some reason. Gambling is a metaphor for life. Life is a journey, one with a destination that's unclear at the start. That theme builds throughout the song. The gambler, like the protagonist, is tired from life's games and gambles. They both pass time staring out the window. This chance encounter with a stranger on a train will change the protagonist's life. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what their cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." Face reading is part art and part science. It's as ancient as humanity itself. For more on how to, go to How to Read Faces. Face reading is an art that few gamblers have truly perfected. A metaphor for poor luck or running out of options. The gambler takes himself to be more senior, an experienced person talking to a younger person giving him advice. In that context, out of aces means the younger person is out of ideas or solutions. I'll give you some advice in exchange for a swig of your whiskey. So I guess this kind of lines up with a movie called Strangers on a Train. The gambler promises to tell the secrets of winning card games. However, the advice he actually gives, although it sounds like card game strategy, has nothing to do with cards. There is no technical advice on how to win. Instead, the gambler gives the young man some perspective on a more important game. The gambler gives his advice on how to live life. The need for some whiskey wasn't a bribe, but a diversion, a way to get the young man to open up on a personal level to what was coming next. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right." Giving the gambler his last drink may be a metaphor for sharing a willingness to sacrifice something in exchange for something of a higher perceived value. Here, playing it right can certainly apply to card games. You have to play it right to win. But the gambler is also thinking of playing the game of life. Life is a gamble too, and you've got to learn to play it right. Right in this case means doing the right thing, living life the right way. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. The lesson: never count your chickens before they hatch. Sitting at the table is where decisions are made. Cards are dealt and you have decisions to make. In the game of life, you have to make decisions on what to do next. In both cases, the decisions you make can now bear on the options you'll have later. You never count your money because counting money distracts you and possibly alters your decisions. In life, you have to make decisions based on what you believe is right. You got to know when to hold 'em. When you see a good opportunity, hold your cards. When you see such an opportunity in life, you stick it out. Know when to fold 'em. When you can see from what's already unfolded in your hand that your chances are slim, you fold. It's the same in life. You can see a situation going bad even before it all falls apart. Fold 'em and accept your losses. It could have been worse and you're still in the game. Know when to run. Know when to run in a card game means recognize when the game is rigged. Get up and get away. It's the same in life. When you get in with the wrong crowd, you have to get out and get away before all hell breaks loose. Every gambler knows the secret to surviving. It's knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Because every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. A loaded metaphor that refers to a material possession, memories, grudges, and pain. The what can be who and where and why. Once one internalizes the concept, he has the ace and can move forward. In poker, every hand dealt can either win or lose the game. It's all about how you play it. The cards that life deals you may not at first appear as good, but if you consider the truth, in every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, you'll see that life and its direction isn't so much about the cards you're dealt as it is how you play them. There are opportunities in every setback we receive, yes, even the catastrophic ones. Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Life is a gamble, and everyone who's ever lived is a gambler. Like cards, the secret to winning in life is the choices you make with the cards you're dealt. Which means to die happily, as happened when Kenny Rogers was a guest at the Muppet Show, falling asleep and dying, and his spirit celebrated afterwards. The mention of dying in your sleep reinforces the point of the song. It's not about the cards, it's about life itself. In a sense, none of us can win in life. We all die. But in another sense, it's the game itself that matters. Whether you believe in an afterlife or not, the point is that winning in life comes from what you get out of it. Some think that means the most money and the most toys. Others believe it's about the sense of accomplishment in what you contributed. The satisfaction that you left a smile on the faces of those you encountered. Either way, you can't take it with you, so enjoy what's important to you. And when he finished speaking, he turned back towards the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. It's possible the gambler was something other than what he first appeared to be. With the young man's offering of whiskey and a cigarette, he displayed compassion. He showed that he understood the principles of the corporal works of mercy. Feed the hungry, give drink to the thirsty, shelter the homeless, give to the poor, visit the sick, visit the prisoner, bury the dead. The corporal works of mercy are found in many religions, and they give us a model of how we should treat our fellow man. They demonstrate that we are all responsible for one another in the journey of life. Whether the gambler was a man or an angel sent to help the young man remains unsettled, but his departure immediately after giving this life advice is clear. He served his purpose, and the young man has the guidance he needed. Many believe that the gambler dies after breaking even, and his final words are literally his last. Still, he imparted his knowledge and wisdom to our protagonist, who in turn has imparted it to us. That's quite a legacy. If the gambler only broke even, then he wasn't a very good gambler. That too suggests that the song is more than just about a card game. The gambler only broke even after all his hard work. But here, breaking even is considered a victory. Again, there is no coming out ahead in life. The best you can do is break even. The gambler mastered the game of life by knowing that there is no coming out ahead. You do what is right and make the right decisions based on the cards life has dealt you. By doing that, you win at life. The old gambler has given the protagonist a winning plan to live by. Go back to when the gambler introduced himself at the beginning and said, "I can see you're out of aces." The ace is the advice. In the beginning, the young man was out of aces, out of ideas. The gambler gave him some ideas on how to live life. The Full House sometimes called aces and angels. The young man repeats the ideas in his head, knowing what to do with the opportunities. Some you keep, some you give up, and from dangerous ones, some you run away. Don't count the money, and don't consider just money when making decisions. Don't let money be your guide at making good decisions. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Kenny Rogers' signature song from 1978. Kenny Rogers starred in a series of TV movies with the same name in the 80s. There aren't many other songs that compare playing cards to living life, and even fewer that present moral themes. So go next to listen to and read Tex Ritter's deck of cards. Okay. At the beginning I said this was going to be a shorter video. I didn't realize that Genius.com would have so much to say about this song, but I should have known because it's like one of the most famous songs ever. So this was not a short video, but if you're still here, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my, not a true first reaction, but digging deeper into this song a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching. Erin out. Have a great day. See you soon.